A very good morning to all my lovely students. We are back with a social science class in which we were discussing regional kingdoms too. And in my today's class, we will be discussing about the Bahmani kingdom. This will be video number 4 of this chapter and this will be the last topic. Now, talking about the Bahmani kingdom, this kingdom was established by Alauddin Hassan. His original name was Zafar Khan. When I talk about Alauddin Hassan, there is a very popular incident, there is a very popular legend regarding him, which says that he was a servant of a Brahmin named Gangu, and therefore he was himself called Hassan Gangu. Alright, he worked for a Brahmin named Gangu, and therefore he was also called as Hassan Gangu. He became king in 1347 and took the title of Alauddin Bahman Shah. This is how this dynasty and this is how he got this name. Now talking about this kingdom lasted for around 180 years. That is from 1347 to 1527. And what all areas were included in this kingdom? So it included the whole of northern Deccan up to river Krishna. And in Bahmani kingdom, when this kingdom was established, the first capital was Gulbarga and then Bidar were the capital. And in this kingdom, there were two powerful rulers. Okay, there were two powerful people and their name were Firoz Shah Bahmani and Mahmud Gavan. So under this Bahmani kingdom, we are going to discuss about Firoz Shah Bahmani and Mahmud Gavan. Hope you all have understood what I wanted to tell you in this introduction part about Alauddin Hassan. First of all, this kingdom was established by Alauddin Hassan. His original name was Zafar Khan. He was also called as Hassan Gangu. Why was he called Hassan Gangu? Because he was a servant. He had served a Brahmin whose name was Gangu and therefore he was called as Hassan Gangu. And after he became a king, he took the title of Alauddin Bahman Shah. And this kingdom lasted for around 180 years. And who were the most powerful people? Firoz Shah Bahmani and Mahmud Gavan. Correct. Hope you all are clear with this. Now moving towards the next topic, that is Firoz Shah Bahmani. Now who was Firoz Shah Bahmani? Firoz Shah Bahmani, as I already told you, he was a powerful ruler who defeated the Gond king, the Narsingh Rai, and also annexed some of his territories. Then he had also conquered the Raichur Doab from the king of Vijayanagar. However, he had soon lost it again to him. He was a very learned man and he was particularly interested in science. Not only this, he was a very good poet and he was very well aware of Persian, Arabic, Turkish, Telugu, Kannada and Marathi. Now how we come to know what points prove this, that he was a very learned man and he was interested in all these things, because in this kingdom he encouraged all the learned men to migrate to his court, which proves that how much respect, how much in support he was for this education. He had encouraged all the learned men that they can migrate to his court and work in his court. And during his period only, Deccan became the cultural center of India. Clear? Next, moving to Mahmud Gavan. Mahmud Gavan, he ruled from 1463 to 1481. Now, who was Mahmud Gavan? Mahmud Gavan, he was the Wazir of the Bahmani king. Okay, Muhammad Shah III. He was the Wazir of Muhammad Shah III and he had made a kingdom very powerful. He came India and settled down in Deccan. Now talking about his early life, he began working at the court and soon he became the favorite of the king. All the work, whatever affairs were there of the kingdom, he managed all the works very efficiently. He was a competent and successful general, a capable administrator, a learned man, patron of art and poetry, and he was very well versed in mathematics also. Okay, now since he encouraged education, he had also built a madrasa in Bidar, where the students from different parts of India and abroad, they came to study. And that madrasa, it also had a library which had over 3000 manuscripts. This was all about Mahmud Gawan. Now there is one more interesting, this we have already done. There is one more interesting thing that happened during the Bahmani kingdom. That was a Deccani Pardesi conflict. Now talking about Deccani Pardesi conflict, see, Deccani, they were the local people, okay, they were of local origin, and Pardesis were those people who came from Iran, Turkey, Arabia and Central Asia. So there were a continuous conflict between these two groups. They never supported each other's idea, nor they were interested in listening to each other. Mahmud Gawan, who himself was a Pardesi. I told you when I was talking about Mahmud Gawan that he came to India and settled down in the Deccan. So he himself was a Pardesi and he wanted that these two groups should unite. However, he failed to unite these two groups, and the opponents, they planned a conspiracy against him and had executed him in 1481. This was the last year of his kingship period. We discussed, right? Mahmud Gawan, who ruled from 1463 to 1481. Clear? Now moving towards the administration. How was the administration of the Bahmani kingdom? First of all, here the Wazir, he headed the administration. Then there were other senior officials also, like head of finance, head of foreign affairs and head of the religious and judicial department. Now what were these departments called during that time? Head of finance, that was Amir-e-Jumla. Wazir-e-Ashraf, that was head of foreign affairs, and Sadr-e-Jahan, that was head of the religious and judicial department. Now this entire kingdom, it was divided into a province. Okay, that province was called Taraf, and that province was looked by a governor who was called Tarafdar. Now for his services, for all the work that he did, he was paid through Jagir. Okay, now what is Jagir? Jagir is the feudal system of land ownership. So this way he was paid for the work that they were doing. Now they also had army which helped the king with men and equipment whenever there was a war. I am telling you once again about this administration. First of all, there was the Wazir who headed the administration. Then there were other senior officials like Amir-e-Jumla, who was the head of finance. Then there were Wazir-e-Ashraf, who was the head of the foreign affairs. And then there was Sadr-e-Jahan, who was the head of the religious and judicial department. Now the entire kingdom, it was divided into province, and that province was called Taraf. And the person, the governor who was looking after that province, he was called Tarafdar. Okay, you remember when I was teaching you Vijayanagar Empire, I told you the empire, it was divided into province, and during that time province was called Mandalam. Okay, it was called Mandalam in Vijayanagar Empire, and when we talk about the Bahmani kingdom, that province was called Taraf. And how was that governor paid? He was paid through the Jagirs. Alright. Now the question comes, how this kingdom came to an end. This we have already discussed. Now the question comes, how this kingdom came to an end. See, here also the kings who came after, they were very weak. They could not do much to take the kingdom further, to make the kingdom strong. So this led to the governors to declare their own independence. Who all were the governors during their kingdom? They declared their own independence. And by 1527, this kingdom was split into 5 sultanates. Now, which 5 sultanates was formed? First one was Ahmednagar, which was ruled by the Nizam Shahis. Other one was Bijapur, which was ruled by the Adil Shahis. Then was Golconda, which was ruled by the Qutub Shahis. Then was Berar, which was ruled by the Imad Shahis. And the last one was Bidar, which was ruled by the Barid Shahis. These were the 5 independent sultanates which were formed when this kingdom had a split. I hope you all have understood about the Bahmani kingdom. Let us just have a quick recap on what all we studied today. So we started our topic, we started our class with introducing Alauddin Hassan. We started that how he established his kingdom and took the title of Alauddin Bahman Shah. We also discussed why he was named as Hassan Gangu. Then I told you about the 2 powerful people of Bahmani kingdom who were Firoz Shah Bahmani and Mahmud Gawan. Now talking about Firoz Shah Bahmani, he ruled from 1397 to 1422. He had defeated various kings. He has also conquered the Raichur Doab from the king of Vijayanagar, but however later he had lost it again to him. Then he was a very learned man. He was interested in science. Then we moved to Mahmud Gawan, who ruled from 1463 to 1481. I told you he came to India and then he settled down in the Deccan. He was working at the royal court where he became the favorite of the king. And for 18 years he managed the entire affairs of the kingdom. He also expanded the kingdom. Mahmud Gawan was also a patron of learning. He was very well versed in mathematics. Like Firoz Shah Bahmani, I told you he was interested in science. Mahmud Gawan, he was interested in mathematics. Now he was such a supporter of education that he had also built a madrasa in Bidar where various students came and studied. Then we discussed about the Deccani Pardesi conflict. In this you only have to remember 2 things, that Deccani means the people of the local origin, Pardesi who were from different parts of the world. The conflict between these 2 groups came to be known as Deccani Pardesi conflict. Clear? Then we discussed about the administration. In that I told you that the Wazir, he headed the administration, and then there were different departments. Here the kingdom, it was divided into province which was called Taraf, and the governor who looked after the province was called Tarafdar. At last we discussed about the end of the kingdom, because the later kings, they were not that strong. They could not take the kingdom to the next level. The governor, they declared their independence and the kingdom was split into 5 independent sultanates. We have discussed, I told you about these 5 sultanates. Now based on today's video, let us just see an assignment which you have to do it in your notebook. This will be assignment number 4. Question number 1. Write in brief about Deccani Pardesi conflict. Question number 2. Who was Hassan Gangu and why was he called so? Question number 3. Mahmud Gawan was the patron of learning. Give reason in support of your answer. I told you when we were discussing about Mahmud Gawan that what all he had done for education, which proves that he was the patron of learning. So that all you have to write in this question. I hope you have understood this topic. I hope you are understood all the things in this chapter, because with this topic we have completed regional kingdoms too. Please go through this video once again. Take care and study well. Bye bye students.